Vanakkam Chennai, I'm Jonty Rhodes.
Here we go now.
Oh, it's great to be back in Chennai. I've always loved coming to Chennai. Well, it's also it's kind of the home place of the Royal Enfield, and I obviously, if I get around in India, I love going on two wheels. I like to explore, so up and down the ECR, some great spots to stop and eat and have breakfast. So I'm not really a city boy. I do like to get out and explore, and that's the key, the element that I've found, the difference, the opportunities I have. Many of the international coaches and players will come and they drive on the team bus and they fly over India. When I'm in Chennai, I get out and I make sure I meet the local people. That's the only way you understand the culture a bit more. We're really much an outdoor family. So in Cape Town, we have bought a house that is close to the beach. In Goa, we spend time there 5 months of the year, literally on the beach. So it's 2 minutes walk to the beach. And because we want to be active, and for us the ocean is a great place to spend time. Physically for the kids, it takes them away from the screen. We have no television in our house in Goa, so we get them outside as much as possible. So being outside, it obviously gets hot in the middle of the day, but in the mornings the conditions are amazing, and we spend as much time on the beach and in the ocean as possible. That if you can eat some beautiful restaurants on the road. Some literally you're sitting on the floor or on a chair, a very small chair, but just having something that's been freshly prepared with passion, with love. For me, it's probably the best part of riding. People say, "What's my favorite Indian dish?" It depends what city I'm in, what state I'm in, because you're not gonna look for in Rajasthan. I'm gonna eat something different to what I eat here in Chennai. I do love my dosa. I do love my idlis when it's required. But in Goa, we eat a lot of fresh fish. What India certainly taught me is aramse. Just slow down. Too often as international sports people, we're told, seize the day, you got to go out there and you got to make it happen. And I think the one big thing in India that has taught me is just sometimes, you have to let the universe, it will work itself out. It's not always about you forcing your way on certain issues. So just the aramse for me it's been really important, some with my energy. People have so much love for the game of cricket. If you're outside the stadium, and then that's fine, but because when you're there, it's just yellow. It's one love. It's yellow love. So it's always difficult to go as a competing coach when you're playing at Chipak. I love playing in noise. So I'm not somebody that's intimidated by big crowds. In fact, I feed off that energy. So coming to a place like Chipak, as a coach it's difficult because you got to sit in the dugout, but as a fielding coach I get the opportunity, I can at least walk around to my players and run around if I have to. So I still love feeling that sort of energy, and from the Chipak Stadium, the noise is incredible. Well, the only ones I remember, if I caught Sachin Tendulkar in Durban, because the Indian fans, I know Jonty, the ball bounced. Then I caught in Brabourne Stadium in 1993. I caught 5 catches against the West Indies. So it's not one catch, it's one day. But the Sachin Tendulkar catch, because I'm reminded every time I come to India, hey Jonty, that catch, maybe it bounced. Yeah. No, so 1992, there was no referral. And Steve Bucknor, I dived into the stumps, he gave Insamam out. But then after they introduced the referral. In fact, the first referral run out was me running out Sachin Tendulkar. So yeah, it's been interesting to see how the game has evolved on all areas. But anything that involves Sachin Tendulkar, you remember because you're always reminded. Surfing for me was my first choice. Life after cricket, I spent my life running between the wickets, running around at backward points. I said no more running. And surfing is a great workout, it's a good physical exercise, and it's outdoors, so I'm an outdoor kind of guy. Yeah, I think the best surfing memory here was actually in Mahabs. Matthew Hayden had played for CSK for so many years and he's a keen surfer. But there's a rock here, it's called Elephant Rock. I brought Matthew Hayden, he didn't even know there was surfing. So for a South African guy who is not a big surfer, to be able to show an Australian guy who is a big surfer, hey, your backyard, there's some surfing, but he ended up on the rock. So he was taking too much risk. So I'm not a guy that wants to take too much risk, but Matthew Hayden, there's a rock there on the wave and he ended up hitting the rock. So whether you're a fisherman or a surfer, everybody is contributing here in Mahabs to the same, the same feeling, and everyone works together. And I think that's the beauty. Surfing has only been around in India for maybe 20, not even 20 years. 2013, we launched the Surf Federation of India, and I've been a part of that ever since. So it's still, it's very much a baby, but I think here in Chennai, we have an opportunity to almost replicate the sense of community, the fishermen, the surfers, and then take that around India. So as usual, Chennai is setting the way.